You feel tired, but not the kind of tired that sleep fixes. You wake up with it, carry it through your day. It sits behind your smile, buried beneath your conversations, and echoes in the silence when you're finally alone. You're drained, not because of what you do, but because of what you allow. How often do you say yes when you mean no? How often do you give when there's nothing left in you to give? You become the one who's always there for everyone, except yourself. And Carl Jung warned us, people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. But what happens when the one you're avoiding is you? This is the story of how your silence became your exhaustion, how your smile became your shield, and how saying no may be the most sacred act of reclaiming your life. Part 1. The drain you don't see. You weren't born exhausted, you learned it. There was a time when you said what you felt, asked for what you needed, and cried when something hurt. But slowly, you were taught to smile instead. Maybe you learned that love had conditions, that being accepted meant being agreeable, that saying no led to punishment, silence, or rejection. So you adapted. You started choosing peace over truth, harmony over boundaries, until you didn't know the difference between being kind and being invisible. And yet, every time you say yes out of fear, guilt, or obligation, you betray yourself just a little more. Not in a dramatic way, but quietly, like a slow leak in a hidden pipe. Until one day, you look in the mirror and don't recognize the person saying yes anymore. Part 2. Jung and the persona, the mask that drains you. Carl Jung called this adaptation the persona, the mask we wear to survive in the social world. It's not fake, it's functional. We all need it. But the danger comes when the mask becomes your identity. When you forget that behind the good friend, the helper, or the strong one is a human being who is tired, unheard, and longing to just be real. Jung said, "The persona is what one is not, but what oneself and others think one is." In simpler words, you've become the version of you that's easiest for others to accept. And that version? She doesn't complain. He doesn't get angry. They don't say no. But every time you suppress your no, you are also suppressing your truth. And your truth doesn't disappear. It turns into tension, into fatigue, into resentment you don't want to admit. You feel drained not because you're weak, but because your soul is tired of pretending. Part 3. Boundaries as energy. What if saying no wasn't rude, but sacred? What if a boundary wasn't a wall, but a door to protect the life inside you? Jung saw the psyche as a container of energy. And energy, like money, must be spent wisely. Every yes is a transaction. So the question is, where is your energy going? And more importantly, who is spending it? If you are always giving, always saying yes, always being available, then someone else is writing checks from your account. Boundaries are how you stop the leak. They're how you say, I am a person, not a product. My presence is not permission. My love is not a resource to be mined until empty. Saying no is not rejection. It's self-respect. It's not cruelty. It's clarity. It's not pushing others away. It's protecting the parts of you that finally deserve to stay. Part 4. Why you're afraid to say no. But if it's that simple, why don't we just do it? Because for many of us, saying no feels like a threat, not to others, but to the role we've played our entire lives. We are afraid to say no because we think we'll lose love, because we were raised to believe that being helpful is being worthy, because we feel responsible for everyone's feelings but our own. So we keep giving. We become the emotional sponge, absorbing everyone's needs, fixing their chaos, holding their pain, until our own becomes unbearable. But Jung warned that what we deny returns. What we suppress in the name of peace erupts in the form of burnout, anxiety, or depression. And here's the truth that hurts. You can't keep giving what you no longer have. Love, patience, time, these must come from overflow, not depletion. Part 5. The shadow side of people-pleasing. Jung believed in the shadow, the part of ourselves we repress, deny, or hide. And guess what lives in the shadow of people-pleasing? Anger, fear, resentment, desire. Every no you never said is still inside you. And when you don't express it, it expresses itself. Not in words, but in fatigue, in overthinking, in the quiet bitterness you feel after giving in again. Saying yes to please others often means saying no to your soul. And your soul remembers. So if you ever feel exhausted and can't explain why, it's not because you're broken. It's because the version of you that everyone loves is starving the version of you that actually lives. The real you doesn't want to be liked. The real you wants to be free. Part 6. Reclaiming your no. A practice in wholeness. The path to freedom doesn't begin with a scream. It begins with a whisper. No. Not loud, not angry, just honest. No, I can't make it tonight. No, I'm not available for that. No, I don't have space for this right now. Each no is a small act of truth, a brick in the foundation of your real self. And Jung taught that the goal of life is individuation. To become who you truly are, not who the world trained you to be. Individuation means shedding the roles. It means unlearning the idea that love is earned by self-erasure. It means allowing people to be disappointed because your worth is not their comfort. And no, not everyone will like it. But that's okay. Let them call you selfish. Let them misunderstand. You're not here to fit in. You're here to wake up. It's not just a boundary. It's a doorway, a quiet rebellion against the noise that tells you you're only good when you're useful. Jung said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. And to become, you must say no to what you are not. No to the mask. No to the exhaustion. No to the life that praises your silence and punishes your voice. So if you feel tired, ask yourself, where did you say yes when your soul screamed no? And maybe, just maybe, your healing doesn't begin with doing more. It begins with stopping. It begins with honoring yourself. It begins with one small word, no.